A, B, C. It's easy as 1, 2, 3.
Do, re, mi, A, B, C. 1, 2, 3,
baby, you and me, girl.
See, I thought I knew the middle part, but you know what? In fact, Michael Jackson does sing. No.
Yeah. He
You can
originated
lyric check that. Awesome.
It's a sleepy Friday night here.
Yes. We've dimmed the lights to match our mood. It's great.
Yes. And hide the circles under our eyes.
Well, as long as I gotta figure out the angle to work. Or I can just talk like this.
I think I'm gonna go like this because I have not seen the sun, and so my face does not match my neck color.
I am just all fluorescent. So, in fact, if we turn the lights off, I'll glow.
You know what? It's just your soul radiating from the inside out.
You know, that's gotta be it. I'm probably the most chipper person on the face of the earth.
Say it with a smile.
On the face of the earth.
See?
I feel like when I try to do inflection, my texting comes out more.
Maybe your mom. Is that what every girl wants to hear, is you sound like your mother?
Yes,
no,
thank you.
It is not.
Oh.
All the men watching. The quick way to a heck no is to say you
sound just like the manliest man I know.
I wasn't ready for that one.
Anyways,
do you know what season it is?
I do.
Girl Scout cookie season. Yes. Do you have a fave?
Yeah, it's the Thin Mints. And you know, my friend Janie taught me to freeze them.
Yes.
And that way, why didn't I know this? I was like 2 years old when I found that out. So
my mom always froze them. I went through a period in life where I thought it was to actually hide them from us.
Which also works.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
Your kids aren't going to check the freezer. That's not where you keep cookies. That's right. And you can be like, yeah, who puts cookies in the freezer?
And depending on how old they are, they can't even reach. Oh, but you know now they have the freezers on the bottom.
You can just hide your cookies in another box that's something that they don't like.
The frozen vegetable bag.
Yeah, you'll switcheroo. We are learning some tricks.
Yes,
Pass them on. Did you see, I guess it was last year, the girl she would cut out Jason Momoa pictures and put them on the Samoa box and sold Momoa Samoas.
Oh,
that's sold
so
all her
smart.
cookies. Yeah, well done.
Yeah, so if you are a parent stuck with, a Girl Scout selling those cookies, that's a great idea.
Yeah. I
personally prefer the tag-alongs.
Which one?
That's the chocolate with the peanut butter on a cookie.
Yeah.
Essentially a Reese's.
I'll roll with that.
Yeah. But the problem is I can eat a whole box.
It's kind of like when you get half a sleeve done, you're like, well, there goes $2.50. Better make it $5.
I see your $2.50 and I raise you. Yes.
You can pass them like poker chips, actually. All in. It's fine. All in for the cookies.
Yeah.
So,
what are y'all's favorites? Let us know.
Yeah, I heard the lemon one, the new lemon one, that's out is good. And some people who don't even like lemon like this one, so.
I'm not really a fruit dessert kind of person.
Yeah, I don't want to be tricked into eating fruit.
No.
But.
Never.
Maybe it's like lemon flavor and it's not actually. I don't know.
Maybe. Jacob's favorite is the Samoas, like you were saying.
And I don't even know.
It's got coconut on it.
I'm out. It's a texture thing.
Oh, I can see that. Does Morgan eat them?
No, he does not like the Girl Scout cookies. He likes a case of Reese's Cups.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, last week we gave you a little taste. Speaking of cookies.
Well done. Man, if y'all don't like dad jokes, we are on fire.
I just love that you laugh at it.
It's my humor.
We gave you a taste, a sample of our podcast on chapter 2. And then this week we released chapter 3.
Yep, combating shame.
Yes, and so we thought we'd talk a little bit about that and then talk a little bit on what's coming up on episode 30 million.
34.
But it's on chapter 4 of Daring Greatly.
Right, so we wanted to mention how men feel shame too. So if you don't feel shame, sociopath. But men do feel shame, and so I guess she talks about webs and boxes. So guys compartmentalize their shame and feel kind of trapped in the box kind of. So if it's work, they feel like they're not going to be successful, or if they pitch an idea and it flops, then, or if they can't please their wife or whatever, whatever it is. So feeling vulnerability that way. But if you are in a relationship or are friends with a guy and they are choosing to be vulnerable with you, there are some ways that you can help kind of cultivate that and not shut it down to where they stonewall or get mad.
I thought it was really interesting that she said, you know, we beg and we beg our guys and the men in our lives to be vulnerable.
Open up.
And then as soon as they are, we're like, oh my God, too much. Stop. Like, I can't, just kidding, back it up a little bit.
Or they say something that they've been thinking about, and then you're shocked or upset that they said it, and you're just like, or the guy is probably like, well, then what?
Yeah.
I did what you wanted, and this is what happened, so I'm done.
Yeah,
so.
I think it's really important to point out that, like, the one thing that makes women feel the most vulnerable would be, like, body image.
Right.
And that for men, it's appearing weak. And so if, you know, in sharing and being vulnerable, it's perceived and put out in the culture as a weakness. And so if they confide in you, which would take a lot of courage, and your immediate reaction is like, ew, no, then you've immediately, like, gone to their weak spot.
Right. And what we talked about also on the episode is that if someone you trust is opening up to you, like if it's your spouse, you want them to continue for you to be the one that they open up to. So if we shut it down, then they're going to find the vulnerability outlet somewhere. But when you, rather it be you than any other person.
Right. Right. So tune into chapter 3 to find out more ways that you can support the men in your life, encouraging them to be vulnerable with you. That would obviously take your relationship a little deeper, and then making sure that when they are, you're not going one step forward, 2 steps back.
Right.
Chapter 4 this week, we're going to get into the armory. So what do we do as natural defenses against shame? And I think a very popular one is numbing, and that can look a lot of different ways.
Yeah, so a lot of times when people think about numbing, they automatically go to, oh, I'm binge drinking alcohol and I'm blacking out to go to bed. Yeah, sure, that could be one thing.
That's
or it could
one
be
example.
Right, but it could also look like mindlessly scrolling through Facebook for hours and not. So I know that sometimes I'm on my computer like da 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 da, and Morgan's watching a show, and we're together, but we're not. It's not quality time, and I know we've mentioned that before on an episode. So it's not. We don't count that as quality time, but more of just we're winding down. But if it were, I'm scrolling in the middle of the night, just and it's detrimental to me, then that might be a way that would look like for me. So
ultimately, the chapter is going to say that it's not that you can't ever be on social media or that you can't ever drink. It's really encouraging you to look at why you do those things. Like you said, are you drinking so you can fall asleep at night? Are you getting on Facebook every time you're in an uncomfortable position? Are you doing it to whatever your vice might be? Maybe you overwork out. I mean, there could be some things perceived as healthy, and it just is evaluating why you're doing what you're doing.
Right. And so in the chapter it talks about what we do and then how to kind of combat it. So one of them she mentions is humans typically are foreboding joy. So I know we don't use the word foreboding a lot. So we'll give you an example.
It's in the Bible, I think.
It's forbidden. Dun, dun, dun. So a lot of times we do forebode joy, but we don't realize we're doing it. So she uses one of these examples in one of her TED Talks, I think, on Netflix. Okay, so picture this Hallmark Christmas movie. This family's happily singing, driving down a road, jingle bells, jingle bells. It's great. And then it's all peaceful, and the truck zooms out, and you see the whole road. And then what happens? In your head, you might be like, a car wreck, or then it goes off into the water, and there's ice, and it breaks, and down. That's foreboding joy.
Yeah.
You can't enjoy the moment, or you're already thinking about the things that could go wrong, would go wrong. This is why I got to get ready for this. So
the other example, the other one I liked that I could also relate to.
Tone it down.
Is, man, like when you like have your baby in your arms or you're watching them sleep and you're like, oh my gosh, I love you so much, and then your brain just immediately goes to like that love is vulnerable. And so then, that could be taken away. And so you immediately, well, not everybody, but some people might go from enjoying that moment and feeling the joy to what if something ever happened to them? And again, armoring up, kind of pushing that away. Or
there's been a time or two where I've been staring at my child in the middle of the night, making sure they're breathing, just like, it's fine. I don't need sleep. It's fine. Breathing? Yes. So I feel you on that one.
Newborn mamas, hang in there.
Yeah. You'll sleep one day.
One day.
I don't know when that day is.
When your body gives up and it has no
Permanently.
choice. People said it gets better, but here I am, exhausted.
With designer bags under your eyes, right?
Designed them myself, actually. Right. 3 girls designer company. Yeah.
That should be a brand somewhere. And that will be our spoof on the makeup line.
I like it.
Because I'm good at the makeup. Yeah?
I'm so tired.
We talked about, I was like, hey, Faren, what if we get our makeup done one day, get our hair, blown out? And she's like, yeah, she can do that on her own. And I'm just I can't. Do you see this mane that's happening right now?
I'm here for it. I
appreciate that.
Well, guys, if you want to know how the people in your life might be armoring up, or maybe if you want to see how you're armoring up and you already know and what ways to work on that, to let your guard down and be vulnerable, be sure to check into this week's episode.
Yeah.
Go to bed.
In the words of NSYNC, bye, bye, bye.
Bye. You gotta say it more.
Oh, sorry. I was in my head. I'm like,
bye, bye, bye. It's gonna be me.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
All right.
We're having a good time.
See you later. Bye.